again tonight.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, it's a sixth person on the panel.
Yeah.
Look who we have.
Welcome to the show, Poppy.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Pep. If you are just now joining us, our special guest tonight, our dad is joining us. Tell everybody, post it on Facebook that we are live right now because I'm not seeing very many people in the room. So I don't want us to just be talking to ourselves. So we would love to have interaction. If we can have our producers behind the scenes go remind people that we are live right now. That would be amazing.
That would be awesome. Jenny said, hey.
All right. How are we doing tonight? I want to go ahead and kick the show off. This is going to be a good one. We're going to talk about everything. There's so much going on in the sports world. First off, we have Sean. Take it away. What's the newest?
Well, congratulations to the New York Liberty on becoming WNBA champs. Boo! Oh, I mean, yeah. Oh my goodness, they definitely played a great series, but last night I was a little heartbroken. I do believe we missed some stuff that kind of, I felt like it pulled the game away from the Lynx a little bit. My heart goes out to the Lynx. They fought a hard fight, an amazing series. I think they kept the Liberty on their heels. What say you, lady?
I have to agree. It was a good game. But there was some calls that was missed. You know, I'm sick of these refs this year. I'm just saying, I don't know. 2024 must be the year of foolishness for refs. But for the most part, they played a good game, even though I really didn't want the game to go into overtime. I was like, no,
let's finish it now. I mean, they literally had the game right there. And I really want to say that the game at the end of the call at the end of regulation was so bogus. That foul on Fee, I was like, come on. That almost was like a phantom foul. It made no sense for that moment. And I couldn't even be excited for New York because that's just not a way you want a team to lose, especially after the Lynx have fought so hard. I mean, they have literally been consistently a threat throughout the season. So have the Liberty. I will give them that. And I'm especially happy for John Quayle for getting MVP. But man, that's just not a way you want to see a team lose in the final game.
Well, I would say. So the end of game 4, there was some questionable calls in the end of that game that kept the Lynx in the series. I feel like at the end of the day, there was questionable calls on both ends, and it kind of evened out. I will say a lot of people have now, with this renewed focus on the WNBA and more fans watching, you are starting to see the discrepancy amongst officiating. Okay, so WNBA referees are only paid $400 a game in comparison to $7,000 that NBA refs are paid a game. So when you have that kind of paid gradient, you're not gonna get the best people because you're only paying them $400 a game versus $7,000. So when they
$100 a game.
Yeah, they just getting cardio, but that's beside the point because the series itself, if you watch the series itself, I will say maybe you felt like it was some questionable calls, but in New York, every single game that they played in New York, the officiating was awful from start to finish. Those first 2 games that started the series and this last one, the officiating was absolutely awful. It was very biased against the Lynx. Now, I will be the first to tell you I'm not like some big Lynx fan. I was definitely rooting for the underdogs because, like I said, I felt like the Lynx could deliver. They did deliver. But the games that were officiated in New York were bogus. Let's be clear. They were really not good. But that's just
maybe they got some extra money.
I don't know. Maybe they got $800.
Yeah, they got an under the table bonus or something. Oh,
so,
yeah, and then gave him some extra.
That's why he was sitting on the sideline. Anybody can sit on the floor during the game. How you sit on the floor during the game? Come on.
I know, I saw that. I was like, are you really on your knees, dude? Get up.
Well, and in all fairness, Spike has probably kept that organization going for a solid decade by itself, you know. I mean, because he is literally one of their biggest fans. I mean, I don't want to knock the man, you know, because he has always been a Liberty fan. He's always been a New York anything. right
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say he probably got stock in New York everything.
Right, but I just the officiating was I mean, good for him. He finally got to see them bring it home. But.
Well, I mean, so the Liberty are one of the first original teams, the original WNBA teams, the only one that didn't have a championship.
That next one, yep,
yeah,
right. So I feel like there was a little bit of like a storybook kind of ending that might have been wordplay there. Just
John Quill. Did y'all see the headlines? John Quill's journey to the champion. Or did y'all see that the W released this morning? John Quill's journey to the championship. It was just like, oh my God, the stories had already written themselves. And so that's kind of how we felt when we talked about CC getting Rookie of the Year. Like the story had already written itself prior to the draft, right? We already kind of saw it coming. And so because they lost last year, we felt like there had to be this big comeback story. And when we saw Vegas get out the way they did this year, just the way that they started the season, we was like, this is not a three-piece squad. Like they haven't pulled all of the numbers together. But I feel like like I said, the story was already written. It just sucks to lose that way for Minnesota because Minnesota was the better team to me yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say this. So the WNBA, this was their most watched regular season in 24 years. Highest attendance in 22 years, most viewed playoff in 25 years. So this is now you are seeing with a little bit of investment what can happen with the sport. And so that part I'm excited about. If they could just continue, they rejected that new deal, that new CBA that just came out today. They rejected it because they were like, look, we get more money, we get more rights, we need more salary. So I think overall, we've had a lot of complaints about, new fans coming in, not knowing the game, the over focus on Caitlin Clark, other things that we've been talking about. But overall, I would say it was a pretty big year for the W, and I think they came out on top this season.
Yeah, I definitely think they came out on top. I feel like I like all the eyes that came to the W this year. I think that definitely their stock went up. We all know that. The flip side to that is it's going to come with a little bit of garbage, So they came with a little bit of garbage of some fans, kind of consistent with some Texas Longhorn type fandom. But I think that, I'm excited to see where the W goes from here. I think the players did amazing. I was so excited to see Teresa Weatherspoon yesterday on the sidelines. That was emotional for her. And I'm definitely hoping she lands her a spot soon. But yeah, great game, great season, amazing season.
All right. Congrats to the Liberty. Congrats. Sabrina.
They get a slow clap.
Now, we didn't talk about that, but Minnesota shut Sabrina Nesco down in this series. I mean, she did not get to go off like they was hoping she would. I mean, that defense was locked in, baby. Whoever was for their defense, I mean, hire them tomorrow in Chicago. Goodness gracious, that defense was crazy. But yeah,
did you say hire them tomorrow? Minnesota said
Chicago. Yeah. Give us some more money.
Yeah, but did y'all see Cheryl's? Did y'all see what? Yeah, on the sideline, she was crying because she was really rooting for New York to win the game. But the other thing that picked back on what Sean was saying, they shut Jones down. Jones, they kept different players on her that kept her off her feet. So it was hard for her to get her layups up under the goal.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle for her. That was a one thing that I can't say Minnesota did.
Yeah, and the same thing they did to Stu though too. I mean, Stu did not go off in this game at all. I mean, she was even missing free throws. But I love the intensity that Minnesota brought on defense the entire game. You could tell they kind of got gassed a little bit there towards the end of the third quarter. That's when they kind of closed that gap. But they were intense the entire game. And the defense, literally, John Quayle, and this is the gripe that Fee had the entire game. She was wrapping her all night long. I mean, she had her hand wrapped around her whole body. She had her pinned to her body, and I think that was a lot of missed calls that the refs did not give Fee, and that was part of her frustration. But she still tried to kind of stay locked in. So, I said, my feelings are a little hurt for them because I definitely feel like they were the better team. But congratulations, Liberty!
Oh yeah,
congratulations! Well, now I mean, Dad, I don't know if you were paying attention to that series as much, but I know you was paying attention to this. Let's shift gears a little bit. Alabama falls to lowest AP poll ranking in 14 years after losing to Tennessee. So I'm going to give it over to Pep and get first thoughts on that game, Pep.
Alabama coaching staff is a prime example of why you don't take a mule to the Kentucky Derby to run in the Derby. He will not run that race. These guys are not equipped. They're not knowledgeable enough about the Southeastern Conference to be coaching in that in the Southeastern Conference. They're not. They should have stayed where they was. His defensive coordinator, his offensive coordinator, he should have left them where they was. Friendship will cause you to get mad with each other, then y'all gonna fall out. See, they finna have them falling out. So somebody got to go.
Yeah.
His offensive defensive coordinator. Somebody gonna have to leave.
Oh yeah.
The friendship. Go ahead, Mason.
Football.
In over your head.
And I agree. I totally agree with that. Of course, my acronym for the board is dumb as a box of rocks.
Sure enough.
Because they can't get it together. I mean, the HC, the OC, the DC, like
none of them. He's sitting over there looking like he just like he swallowed the cat and his tail hanging out his mouth. I'm looking at.
Oh, Shayna,
you gonna take control of the game? You the head coach.
Bless your heart, Shayna.
I know.
Why you bring cats in it?
I am more pissed off with him than I am the offensive defensive coordinator because he's the head coach.
That's right. That's correct. Because if somebody is not stepping up, that means he has to step up. Correct? Am I right?
Yeah.
I just don't feel like I think Sean, you brought this up yesterday when we were talking about the game, but it just doesn't seem like he has, or maybe he just doesn't have the temperament we are used to seeing on the sidelines for Alabama. There was no intensity, like no fight. It just didn't seem like any type of urgency. I'm like, are we gonna get it together? It's the fourth quarter. Like, I need to see something from you. Are you encouraging your team? Like, they seem dejected the whole game. I just saw nothing. I saw nothing.
I just want to say that Nick says in one of his interviews that they have no control. They'll have no control over the sideline. And it shows.
It shows in the game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This guy been playing red. He been playing red football at the University of South Alabama. So how you gonna bring him up to be your defensive coordinator?
Not red.
You don't even compare these. You can't compare these.
I mean, it's a pro team.
Yeah, and you know,
quarterback. He's scared to let the defensive back play up on the receiver. He don't need to be there.
I feel like
church fingers, people.
I agree with Daddy, and I also want to say that it's not that he doesn't have 5-star players. He has great players. He puts them in bad situations
all night long.
Yes, and therefore they all seem like they're always playing behind the 8 ball. Even when they're up, they're still playing behind the 8 ball because of the way he has them
playing.
Mm-hmm. And in the stance that he have, the defense that he have, not only the defense coordinator, but also the offensive coordinator. It is no reason that Miro is overthrowing and cannot go through his progressions correctly. That is he's been in Alabama too long, even under Nick Saban, to get to this point and look like he's a freshman quarterback. It was really sad to see, to say the least.
Chris, take it where you had a point, Chris.
If you watch the game and you see how many times our defensive backs was out of position when these guys, when the receiver was catching the ball, they within 8 to 10 yards away from the receiver. What kind of defense do you have us in? Are we playing prevent the whole ball game? Because prevent does not stop you from scoring.
Nope, not at
all. It just blows it up.
Chris, you were about to say something?
Yeah.
I'm going back to what Daddy said on the defense with the defensive alignment. When they had Tennessee back in the backfield, One thing I have noticed about Alabama defensive line, they do not rush the quarterback. They have not rushed that quarterback not one time when you got them in the hole. Tennessee was back on the 5-yard line. Ain't no way you should not have rushed that quarterback.
Thank you.
That's right.
How you gonna rush three?
And not only did they do it with
against
Tennessee,
5 men?
they did the same thing with Vanderbilt as well.
Yeah.
Sean, you were trying to cut in. What were you saying?
I don't remember, but yeah, all that y'all said. It's just pitiful. I think they went to the locker room and took a water break. I don't feel like they talked about nothing. They just went to the locker room and said, everybody get you some water. Everybody get some water. And then, come on, let's get back out here and knock it out.
They went to the locker room and passed out moonshine because they come back playing like they were drunk.
They came back playing like something. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I feel like week in, week out, we come back up in here and we definitely try to defend Miro. And we talked through it. I think what Miro has right now is consistent with what Simone Biles had in the 2000 Olympics, consistent to the twisties for a gymnast. I feel like right now he is in a choke. His own fears have him in a chokehold. And it is debilitating to him. It is hindering his ability to do anything. He is not reading coverage well at all. We can talk about what our offensive coordinator has done. I mean, first of all, if I can see this in my player, I see that this man not reading coverage. He overthrowing the ball. You targeting the same player 19 times, right? That's already a fluke in itself. That's stupid, right? But on top of that, instead of taking the ball out of the air, why not put the ball on the ground and just run it down their throat? The run game, you got Justice Haynes behind the ball. You got Jam Miller. You got another option. You got Caleb Odom. It's too many other outlets for you on your offense. Too many other threats on offense for you to keep going to this true freshman, knowing that they gunning for him because they don't want him to put on a clinic against them. Outside the fact that he was being held half of the game, what else are you going to do when that's not working? Miro is not efficient right now. He is not reading coverage. He's thrown 3 interceptions. By this time, he had thrown 2 already. Why would we get to 1st and 3 on the 8-yard line and you throw the ball into the end zone instead of running the doggone ball? Like, what kind of sense does that make? I almost ripped my skin off of my body. That does not make any sense for a person that has not been efficient. They read in your offense. I mean, they know what option you're going to. They got 3-4 men in coverage on this man. That's clearly going to be the route. I just do not understand a lot. It's almost like they kept on trying to figure out a way to lose. They had 3 turnovers. Defense came and played their right ball game yesterday. People want to dog our defense out. Womack need to go back. I'm still on that train. Our defense came and played way better yesterday. They got 3 turnovers on defense. You got the ball on offense and could not get 20 yards. That to me is absolutely insane with the level of offensive players that we have. The recruiting that you have done on offense, there is no way that Tennessee stops you from getting a measly 20 yards. Like that whole game was just absolutely disgusting to watch from beginning to end.
Dumb coaches, Sharon.
What about that? What about 4th and 2? And you punt the ball.
The game
punt the ball.
You punt the ball. 4th and 2, and you punt the ball. When you got running backs, you got a quarterback that can run, and you punt the ball.
No. You have a running back in the quarterback position. Let's be very clear. What has happened for Miro, I will give him this because I like Miro. Y'all know I will defend him week in, week out. This week, not so much. I don't have a lot to defend because I do believe that he got the twisties out there on the field. I felt like he never really locked in. A lot of people have been siphoning around some rumors about he has some injuries that they're not trying to make known. I think that the injuries are inevitable when you're getting popped every down because your sorry O-line will not protect you. And so the people are running off of the line of scrimmage, knocking your head between the washer and the dryer. Of course, you're gonna get an injury. Okay, they playing ping pong with his body against their body. The man don't even get an opportunity to get the ball out. But instead of your OC figuring out the fact that this man don't have no room to read or breathe, put the ball on the ground and get back to your run game. That has always been Alabama's bread and butter, the run game. It's always been Alabama's bread and butter. The recruiting that they have done for offense right now, that still should be their bread and butter. Ryan should be their dual threat. That's what he's supposed to be right now. He should not be your number 1. I don't care how nobody feel about that. He should be your dual threat, but your run game right now should be what's keeping you in the game, especially with a quarterback passing the ball with the efficiency that he is.
Well,
I mean,
Jermaine Funny Man, his whole, what is his slogan? Run the ball. Run the ball.
Run the dang ball.
Oh my God. So frustrating.
I don't understand why they've gotten away from, like you said, what literally has worked.
When you playing bad on the offensive side or on the defensive side, it plays over into the other side. Yeah. So they're playing bad on the defensive side, it's playing over into the offensive side. Because the offense feel like they got to score every time. They put them in a position where you're running Milrose to death like he's the only somebody on the field. You got two big tight ends. One of them weigh almost 300 pounds. You won't throw neither one of them the ball.
No.
You won't run the ball with the best running back, which is Miller. He's the best running back.
Yeah.
Like dumb coaching. They're just dumb all the way around.
Dumb coach and an awful O-line. And guess what happens? Then you get your defense that, again, that's a problem we ran into against the Vanderbilt game. Your defense is out on the field for 40 minutes of the game. They tired. They are super gassed, right? So then what type of what production are you going to get out of a defense that's been on the field that long? They've done all the stops that they can. They've gotten 3 turnovers for you. You have gotten back and not even got a measly field goal. Let's be so for real.
And couldn't even get a field goal. What that tell you about?
I kept saying, oh, okay. Here you go. They about to pop right now. Oh, okay. They about to open it up. Okay, they're gonna open it up right now. And then we're accustomed to that Saban second half adjustment. Like I told Tracy a couple weeks ago, I said, we know Alabama's second half team. They come back out after halftime, and they just showed you done showed your hand. Alabama come back on second half like they've done for over a decade, and they really bust out, the bricks. No, I think they went in there and got some water and some Gatorade. I was at my crib getting some wine. Some of them might have got some wine, like my daddy said. Everybody come back.
They took a hit and come back out there.
I just do not believe this corn liquor. I don't believe that this coaching staff has what it takes to be leaders in the SEC. Now, I'm not going to say they don't have roles somewhere in the SEC, but to actually lead an organization or lead this is an NFL caliber team is what we have been for almost 15 years. I don't think they have the ability to do that.
So they need to go right back where they come from. They do.
I got a quick question. What was Nick Saban's? What was Nick Saban's record his first year at Alabama?
7-6. It was 7-6.
It was 7. It was 7-6. Okay.
Yes.
The year before that, what was it?
Nobody remembers.
Alabama's record?
Yeah. What was Alabama's record the year before that?
In 2000,
they was down there. Oh crap! What's the old man?
They won 2 games. That's all you need to know. They won 2 games. They was with Mike Schuler. They won 2 games.
Yeah, Mike Schuler.
So when Nick Saban came, yes, we saw progress, right? He wasn't handed a good team.
No, he wasn't.
And because I'm sick of people, like this ain't Nick Saban, blah blah blah. He wasn't handed a good team. But he did win more games than Mike Schuler when he first came. So then his next year, of course, he lost 0 games. We ain't inviting you. No, Ephraim.
We did, Ephraim. We invited you. Stay.
I'm just playing. But, for everybody that's like, Nick Saban ain't here. Y'all just have to get over it. But Nick Saban wasn't handed a team like the Rocks was handed a team.
To be fair, Nick Saban was not handed a team. Those were not Nick Saban's recruits. KD was handed a better squad, but Nick had 20-some students to hit the transfer portal after his retirement. So there's a little bit of a draw, right? Because you had big players hit the transfer portal and leave and go to places like Florida State. I don't know what for. You had Isaiah Bond leave and go to Texas. He obviously saw his position getting weeded out by Ryan Williams. We lost a good handful of players, and so he does not have the same team that Nick had last year. We thought we would come back and keep that momentum. This is really like a new squad of players trying to mesh, and they have no cohesion right now. They don't have no discipline. It don't look like they even really care about each other that much. It's just we're a little all over the place.
Well, yeah, they don't have that. Like you said, Tracy, you already mentioned that, you know, I think Nick is a certain type of leader. He's obviously super intense, and he has a stranglehold on everything. He controls everything. He's a control freak. And right. Kalen DeBoer has come over from that West Coast style. You know, they're a little bit more lax, a little bit more.
That little boy football.
Daddy call it Pee Wee Pop Warner football. Right.
What do you call it?
Pee Wee Pop Warner.
Rick football.
Yeah, Rick Lee. For sure, Rick Lee. And somebody even brought up having Deion Sanders. I wouldn't even want a Deion style coach at Alabama. No. I wouldn't even what I would have, as much as I know Daddy. No, what I would have liked to see, I know everybody got their opinions about it, but I would have preferred a Lane Kiffin or D'Amico came. I mean, I know D'Amico's not trying to leave the NFL, but I would have preferred a similar style coaching and handle to what Nick had. And I think even if we think about it honestly, now think about the control and think about programs that truly have cohesion. Even though Kirby was under Nick, Kirby was not able to leave and duplicate that. Kirby players are all over the place. Okay, they are in jail every other week. Okay, every week at this point. Somebody is doing something is going on. They're on 11 Alive, and you're thinking that they're talking about this week's football game, but it's another player being arrested. It is absolutely insane, for real. And you're like, oh, and he's suspended indefinitely. So who do they have left? That is the question that you have to ask on some of these 11 Alive posts, because you're like, who is this?
Speaking of Ephraim brought up Georgia, but I want to. We're gonna get to Georgia in just a second. Tracy, go ahead.
Okay.
But I'm going to say this. Now since they have incorporated the NIL to the head coaches, it is very hard. It's hard because it is. At any given time that transfer portal is open and they're gone. They're gone to the next South coach. Yeah, the coach is not going to yell at me because I'm making $1.3 million at 17 years old. Just throwing that out there. So it is hard to discipline. But I think along with the discipline, they have to make it fun. They have to make those players believe in them. And right now, they don't have that. No one is making those players on the Alabama squad believe in them. They don't believe that what they finna do. I mean, you can look in their body posture. Look at Ryan Williams when he overthrew him. I mean, that boy was like, just take me out and sit me over. I'm over it.
Yeah. I mean, we thought.
But he can't get over the door. He getting hit more times
than not.
Thank you. I mean, every time you don't get the ball, somebody beating his brains out. He don't know where he's throwing the ball to half the time.
This is true. And I'm going to tell you, I really think that I think there's going to be some rollback on what we have, this whole NIL and transfer portal stuff, because I think now you're starting to see that college football, true enough, these players need to be paid for their talents, because some of them don't make it past this threshold and they are super talented. Correct. I think that these funds should be in escrow or something until they are out of college and have access to the NFL. I think giving $1.3 million to a college level football player is absolutely insane. I think that type of accessibility to funds weeds out all the discipline, all the restraint, and you really are leaving players with nothing to hold. I mean, you're leaving them with the bag.
Let's be truthful. I mean, I think NIL was a big reason why Nick decided to leave.
That's right.
We saw the coach at Virginia, the Virginia basketball coach. He retired this week because he was like, the current landscape of college sports, I just can't. This is not the environment for me. So I think there have been a lot of repercussions that I think people saw coming when you opened up NIL the way you did. So it's going to take a little bit of time. But, Sean, like you mentioned, Georgia. players being in trouble. Apparently, missing all the players that they had this week was not enough to stop them from taking down number one Texas on the road.
Ephraim, oh, it's a conspiracy, be for real.
They got beat.
Yeah, Texas
I'm
got beat.
telling you. No, but he talking about this is Georgia players being set up. Don't nobody get this many DUIs. That's what I'm trying to explain to them. Somebody from UGA is on the news every week. And it's all like they all doing the same thing. Who Athens PD gonna pull over today? Somebody choose. And if this town is keeping, if this college is keeping this town above water, let's talk about this, right? Politics. If this college is actually what is keeping this town above water and alive, you would think that they wouldn't allow this type of stuff to hit the news, right? In the headlines. It's like they just all out with it. They say, hey, we're gonna let the world know we just arrested your star running back this week for a DUI. Y'all can't keep nothing in house. Why y'all gotta let everybody know that? You know, I don't understand. I remember, I thought we had some type of old school loyalty or something to these programs, but they have none. They let these boys hit the news every week.
Well, Sean, the only thing I'm gonna tell you is this here. Texas must have had a lot of people suffering from DUI said the way they got beat.
Well, Dad, guess what it was?
The way Texas got beat Saturday, ranked number 1, and you get beat down. I'm talking about the game was over with after the first half.
Yeah, I agree.
It was over with.
I agree.
You know Texas wasn't gonna do nothing.
No.
Effort.
They look like a junior high school football team playing a college football team.
Sean, I understand why you said you hate that their fans.
Fans
are trash.
Yeah,
very
disrespectful. Are trash.
I've been telling y'all that since the start of the season. Y'all like, oh my God, why do you hate them so much? I'm like, you guys have to be in just 1 or 2 SEC groups. They are awful, and they say some of the most vile stuff. Like something is really wrong with them. They out there living, them in Florida. They live in. Well, you know, I was in Florida for 3 business days, and they pretty.
Well, the fans. So Texas did get fined $250,000 for the throwing of the trash. It wasn't enough. So
the fans say they don't care about that. That ain't nothing but $5.
So
they been banned in section 101 to 115 up in that game by itself alone.
Right.
Yeah. So that wasn't no penalty right there. No $250,000.
It's not.
Go ahead, China.
The SEC is forcing Texas to use video camera and footage to track down all the students who were involved in throwing the trash on the field, and they are not allowed to come to any more games this year. Now, will Texas abide by that? I don't know. Are they going to kick people out of their student section? Probably not.
So
yeah, they have paid for their students, but all I can say is welcome to the SEC.
No, the school has to pay the fine. The program was the one that would penalize the fine. No, but the students the students don't have a fine. They just they're being banned from the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the students have been getting, so as they have been going through this video footage, that students have received automatic text messages that have told them that they've been banned from that seat for the rest of the season, right? So they can't scan their big ticket, is what it's called, in the system to get it to enter into the game. That is what the post has said, but we're gonna see if they don't have any empty seats next game. We know they didn't abide by it because that student section.
Because I can get my friend to go get me a ticket.
But it's so they can go to that, but the student section is the one that they're supposed to be banned the students. So I'm saying if we look in the student section and it's still full, they didn't abide by it because they all still came.
I mean, it's a big school. They'll be able to refill those seats, no problem. Even if they banned everybody that was in the student section during the game, they got plenty of.
Oh yeah, they'll get filled those
seats.
We'll never know.
I mean, it was just
Okay, Dad, this is not a political show.
That's why I was saying no lies. No, Crystal told me no, it's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
Tell it, Dad. Tell it like it is.
Chris.
Tell it like it is.
Chris, we ain't got $1 in endorsement. Please, can you please cut it out?
Right.
We ain't got not $1. Can you cut it out?
Correct.
See how y'all get big?
Not one sponsorship.
Not one. We ain't got $5 in sponsorship, and y'all trying to get us canceled. Can you stop?
Well, let's move on. I mean, I don't know. Alabama is currently not out of the playoff hunt. I don't think. I mean, they're 15, so
close to any.
No, they're not out of it, but I promise you, they're sitting right on the edge of being out of it.
I think they're out.
They can't lose no more games, and let me tell you,
that's gonna be that
LSU game.
Everybody pulling on that. Everybody know their coach.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. Everybody got their number. Ain't nobody scaling Alabama no more.
All these teams that's ranked in the top 10. You watch to see a bunch of them gonna lose some more ball games. All these one-loss teams, they're gonna lose some more ball games.
Yeah, they will. I mean, because you got silly teams ahead of us. Like we'll just see Iowa State, BYU. Miami has lost 3 games, but on record they haven't lost any. I mean, it's just I think
you said the same thing last week when we was talking about Tennessee, and I was gonna clip it off and play it during the show because you said the same thing, and I said no, let's not sleep on them because the way Alabama been playing, they are not impressing me. I'm sorry, I feel like everybody on the schedule has got our number. They've been tugging our wigs, and we are not safe from anybody.
No, nobody's intimidated by Alabama. I mean, I think all the respect was gone after we lost to Vanderbilt. Let's be clear. I think I've been very vocal about that. We lost our respect when we lost to Vanderbilt, but I'm just saying they can't lose anymore. This is it.
Vanderbilt is not as sorry as people think. They beat Kentucky.
Ephraim said he's scared of them.
Kentucky had Georgia on the ropes.
You know, Georgia fans kill me. Georgia fans are so new money. You know how somebody act when they get new money.
They ain't no Saints fan, but it's all right.
Okay, we had it there. Okay, we had it there for you.
Let's go.
Tracy, we had it there for you.
Let's go, Tracy. What
this is week 7 of the NFL, and Chris, we got beat to sleep. We got beat to sleep last Thursday.
I had my bag on my head.
Yeah.
The Saints need a coaching change.
Oh Lord, yes. I don't think he's coming back. I don't think the head coach coming back after this year. No.
They need a coaching change.
He's not a good fit. No.
But then I got to fault the owners too, because y'all went out and gave Derek Carr all that money. Ooh. Y'all could have gave that money to a blind man.
Not the blind man.
I'm just telling the truth now.
Well, what they could have did was invested in a better QB coach and got Jameis Winston up to speed if you was gonna put all that money behind Derek Carr. I mean, let's just be honest.
All this money when he hadn't proven himself to be a winner. All them years,
they got rid of Jameis Winston.
I know. That's why I said they could have put their money behind a true QB coach and got Jameis up to speed.
I'm telling you now.
Well, look,
the same way we've seen Jalen Hurts transition from college to NFL. You get somebody behind you, like he said, that believes in you and tell you are capable, and you bring him back to his glory days. I mean, that's truly what a coach is supposed to be. But
we know Bryce in the league, Carolina. That's a good quarterback. Somebody gonna
somebody gonna be. Well, I mean, so we talked about Jameis Winston, right? And he's over there with the Cleveland Browns, and they also got some trash fans, man. Like, I'm not a big fan of Watson. Don't get it twisted. He's been in the news for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion.
Been in the news more than Donald Trump.
Yeah, like it's not been good, and I want to say, nah, he didn't do that. Nah, I don't think he did that. But when it comes to being a constant of the same type of stuff, I'm not like a big fan. But I will say, no one deserved the treatment that they gave him, because Achilles is a horrible injury to have, right?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, and they booing him, after he. Yeah. It's not like y'all was working with something anyway. Let's just get that together.
Y'all stink on both sides of the field.
Yeah,
Offense and defense.
They do. They smell
They
horrible
stink. They smell horrible
on
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah, on
So,
both sides. But
and
now,
they should feel. Go ahead, Dad. I'm sorry.
good because they had a good coach there when they ran Jackson off and hired this man. So they getting just what they deserve.
yeah.
They saw.
Yeah.
But to Tracy's point, I think we have to be very mindful of our athletes. Just because they hit the news every week for the same thing over and over does not make that a valid story.
Thank you.
It doesn't make it all the truth. I'm not speaking on anything, but I'm just saying that history has told us that the same story over and over again does not make it the truth. Now, I cannot speak for Deshaun Watson and his salvation and whatever it is he's done off of the field, but I just wanted to point that out because that's a very dangerous road for us to drive down.
Once you start paying people off, like
don't pay nobody off like Rosenberg.
It's kind of like you have to sit back and kind of like, ooh, Daddy, we on the air.
Well, he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
You tell no lie.
We're gonna quit those. We're gonna because that's gonna have us. He ain't even saying allegedly.
So allegedly,
that was a done deal. It was a
done
deal.
And so that's
it wasn't no allegedly
so did Deshaun Watson though.
What I'm saying. But what did they do?
And then so that's what I'm trying to explain, Trace. That's what I'm saying. So when you don't have the same grace that this man has had, he was able to do it, and they all just moved on. Nobody even cared anymore. But every single time we see Deshaun Watson's face on the TV, somebody is trying to bring up all these allegations and stuff. It's the same thing. It really is. And so that's why I said I think it's a dangerous road for us to go down if we're gonna think that way or say that, taking a bold stance like that. But
I mean, she ain't lying about that either.
Big facts.
She ain't lying about that. I mean, people did move on pretty. I mean, and look, it wasn't just Roethlisberger. I mean, there were allegations out there about a whole bunch of big name players who things got swept under the rug. We moved on quickly. Deshaun Watson obviously not getting that grace from the public, and them booing him, I just thought was just
that was disgusting.
It was a horrible
disgusting. See, but you got two sets of rules though. You got two sets of rules.
Well, that's been all our life and all yours too. So what's the difference?
Just tell it like it is now.
All right.
If it's a duck, it's a duck.
If we didn't tell what is a duck.
Nah.
Well, so the story has been told. So the Falcons are back though, and so I really wanted us to get to that because for the last few weeks, one of my confident, cocky Falcons sisters, one of my sisters that happens to be a Falcons fan, has really been writing home about how Kurt got a little sauce on him. Falcons got a little edge on him.
I don't care who tells them. I ain't saying nothing about no Kurt Cousins, and I did. I am not anything for none of the Falcons playing.
Did they get
just don't like the Saints? So whoever I cheer for, it don't matter. I just don't like the Saints.
Well, no, but got beat 34-14. Just want to put that out
there. Did they get beat down? They got beat down.
Hold on, Dad. Hold on. The point that I'm trying to make is three weeks
Sean,
ago.
you can't make
that. Everywhere you go, Sean.
You've been making comments
everywhere you go.
I'm coming back. I'm back here still.
You just a mediocre quarterback.
Missing. I'm back here still. You see my hand missing? I'm still back here. I'm back here. Yeah. So what the point I'm trying to make is back here 3 weeks ago. You see that? I said, y'all just be patient. The Falcons are coming. Okay, they coming. Y'all, you're doing too much. Just sit back and wait on this to show up again. Okay. Let the left hand start telling the right hand, hey, we back, we together. There it is. Boom, shakalaka. They back. And so I would just
that Kirk Cousins going somewhere.
Lord,
he's going from the locker room back to his house.
The time out there swagging and surfing. Magic City is not his place. He
they asked
stay out of
man.
Magic City.
They asked this man about how did he feel about their offensive performance of the game. And this man told them, I just want to take a moment because when they play that in the stadium and you just look up and you look around and it's like everybody is just it's like, oh man, this is amazing. He just really had
it's like there's a whole lot of them that probably won't come to Atlanta that been sheltered all their life.
I don't know what Pizza said.
He looked up and seen all colors and all hues saying, swear right, swear left. That man said he ain't know what was going on. Everybody was dancing and he just had to soak it in. And so maybe he is more focused on the stadium performance than he is on the performance on the field. I don't know, but the Falcons are back.
The Falcons are back. Well, speaking of
where they've always been.
What's that, Dad? Where they always been?
Mediocre.
I don't want no mediocre. I don't want no mediocre. I don't want no mediocre.
Sometime up, sometime down.
But never level to the ground. Always just
So the Saints have always been floating on top of the
No. And guess what? And guess what? We know that. We are real Saints.
I told you the Saints horrible. I told you they horrible.
We know
I had my bag on the other night. So tell me something I don't know about the Saints. I said when they called Derek Carr, they should have called me. I know the Saints. Sorry. They saw on both sides of the ball too. But they got the wrong man at quarterback position, thinking he's gonna take them somewhere.
Daddy said,
even if they was playing outstanding defense, they got the wrong man at the quarterback position. You can't take no mule and make no racehorse out of it. You won't run that race.
He's not running.
That's what Daddy said. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach.
Yeah, put me in.
The one thing about it is, to be fair, the Saints, we're okay. I mean, we're accustomed to losing, right? So we didn't have a whole lot of highs. So we're fairly humble. We just appreciate the win when it happens. But the delusion that has taken over the Falcons fan base it's astounding because every year I watch it and I just by game 7 I cannot do anything but scream like my knees buckle because it's the fact that y'all it's almost like Cowboys fans like y'all it's like doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result every year.
Please don't bring up Dallas. Please don't bring up Dallas.
That's fans too.
Lord have mercy.
It's like if Delulu was a person, it would be a Falcons fan or
a
Cowboys fan, because y'all truly believe that y'all team is having, has what it takes every year.
Saints already knew they weren't going nowhere when they hired Derek Carr.
They say, you know what, we gonna lose
when y'all hire Kirk Cousins.
Moving right along. Those Philadelphia Eagles did a great job yesterday.
What about it?
Eagles fly. Let's go, baby.
Better watch them, y'all. Better watch them now.
They're back.
If they get healthy.
I don't know about that. The offense was so shaky yesterday. I was like, okay. I know I lost 10 pounds from all the sweating that I did. I was perspiring under every crevice of my body. Because what is going on with the Eagles on offense? Come on now, let's talk about it.
Didn't they pick up somebody in the trade? Did the Eagles pick up somebody in the trade last week?
What? On what?
Oh, I don't know.
Not on their offense.
On the offense. I thought they did.
No.
I ain't heard about nobody getting picked up.
No, they lost a pass rusher. They lost the pass rusher over the weekend. Over the weekend, matter of fact. They did lose a pass rusher. But he got traded. He got traded to the Jets. The Eagles had a pass rusher to get traded to the Jets.
He should have stayed on over here with this green and white.
I swear, because the Jets are horrible right about now. I don't know Rodgers. He running everybody away.
No, let me tell you. I told y'all a couple weeks ago, You remember we was talking about
Sean, you always telling somebody something.
I know, because y'all don't be listening.
We're talking about the Eagles. What are we talking about? We talking about the Eagles.
No, the Jets.
The Jets.
No, we're talking about the Eagles. The thing at the bottom says the Eagles.
Well, she's talking about the Jets, so I just was piggybacking off her.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, so the Jets, what's called just playing in y'all face. That's what it is.
Aaron Rodgers.
Y'all Aaron Rodgers. They just let him come over there and they just had some money they had to get rid of for the end of the year.
They hired that 41-year-old man.
Yeah, he was too old.
He can't splash water with a brick.
Oh, wow.
What?
The ball can't get to the receivers no more.
Wow.
That's their fault. They didn't want to hide him.
But you know what I don't like? I don't like how Russell Wilson got so much hate, and I don't see nearly as much hate for Aaron that I've seen for Russell. Oh, Russell's dried up, he washed up, and he washed in the blood, not the lamb. What's going on with Aaron Rodgers? I don't understand. Why don't this man get the same heat?
He old one eye.
Maybe he ain't washed in the blood of the lamb.
That's why I say he washed in the blood, but it ain't of the lamb. It's of something. I don't know what blood he washed in.
The Washington Commanders are playing really well, y'all. Yeah, y'all check them out. They are playing real good compared to last year or the year before that.
Or the year before that. Or the year before that. Or the year before that. On and on and on again.
They're playing.
And it's still
that was good, Steiner.
Yeah.
It's still boo. How about that?
Well,
and I'm so mad at the 49ers, but they got banged up so bad. I felt like they stayed in there.
They need to stay banged up.
Man. Wow.
They thought Brock Purdy was all world. Now they found out he's mediocre.
I don't want no
Boys, a whole lot of mediocre players, a whole lot of mediocre teams out here.
Wait, I just want to say, Dad, at this rate, you are going to fire all the coaches. Who going to coach? And you want to fire all the quarterbacks.
We know Brock Purdy does not have the strongest of arms. You know that. That's how so many interceptions them guys able to get to that ball before it gets to the receiver.
Yeah.
And but you listen at the announcers and people, especially the guys that calling the game, they think Brock Purdy is the best they done seen since Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Now he's showing them the real Brock Purdy. And boy, they are really, really hurt. Their feelings hurt. They had him way up here. Now they got to bring him back down here.
I mean, it's crazy because the 49ers do have a lot. They lost Ayuk to a season-ending injury yesterday. They still got a lot of weapons on that team, and so it doesn't make sense to me that he, like you said, that he's not getting the ball to him.
They still got the tight end there.
Yeah, they got Kittle, they got McCaffrey, they got Debo, they got all these people. They got a ton of players on the 49ers, and they just haven't been playing up to what their talent says they should be playing. But I did want to say something before we move on from the NFL about Old Man River Rodgers. I think he is, for some reason, the public likes him, and I think that's why he hasn't gotten a ton of. I honestly see Aaron Rodgers running for public office after he finishes playing. I see that happening. I promise you.
Yeah, they like him. But he should have left that game. He should have left that game instead of going to the Jets. He should have went on retire on top. Because he's finna retire at the bottom.
Yeah, everybody can't retire like Brett Favre. Sometimes we just gotta know
let it go.
Don't talk about Brett Favre.
God,
we ain't gonna bring the alcoholic up now.
Well, what I'm saying, oh wow, allegedly. Oh my God. Can somebody mute Tracy's mic?
No, you keep doing it. It's you.
No, I said everybody can't retire like Brett Favre, meaning Brett Favre retired. He was very, 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 very old. And he retired with a little bit of dignity. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't, that's all I was saying.
The trigger word was, what was the trigger word?
Brett Favre.
had nothing to do with it.
I understand that, but that's what he's trying to do. That's what I'm saying. He's holding on. He yet holding on. It's time to let it go.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is not now, nor will he ever be Brett Favre, even though I don't care for Brett Favre.
Keep it on then.
Yet
holding on, keep on keeping on.
Correct. Well, we were trying to reach. No more. Lord, I ain't gonna be able to do that.
Nope.
You can't change nothing you did yesterday. And he's still trying to live in yesteryears, and it ain't gonna happen.
Yesteryears. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, say yesteryear.
The man he should have went home. Y'all know he should have went home. I said that when the Jets hired him. The Jets must be losing their mind.
What that? You talking about the Jets?
Yeah.
Were you expecting much?
When they hired Aaron, they had no business hiring him.
It's the Jets. Right.
They should just went on, you know.
Wait till Shayna. Go ahead, Shayna.
Oh, okay, I can go. All right. So
talk then.
Tell him, Dad. Tell him.
I'm deceased.
I know that's about right.
Just trying to get
your turn.
We're trying to reach 200 subscribers on YouTube, and go and like our Facebook page. Hit that subscribe notification bell so you will know when we're going live and when new episodes of the PepTalk Pod drop every Monday and Tuesday. So we would love to hear from you guys. Thank you again for leaving all the comments. We appreciate it. Even some of you guys that watch and don't leave us comments, but tell us later that you watched, go and leave us a heart. Maybe a like. We'll take it. Speaking of some, we're in the World Series. Melissa, take it away.
Girl, yes, we are in the World Series. Looks like the Mets, they lost last night to the Dodgers.
Girl. I don't like the Dodgers.
Looks like the highest paid player, Shohei Ohtani, will be going to the World Series.
Okay.
He better be.
The Dodgers.
Tell it, Dad. What about the Dodgers?
Ohtani was gambling just like Pete Rose was. But they banned Pete Rose for life.
Yeah.
Now you make this make sense. They banned Pete Rose for life. Pete Rose, he never betted on his own self. Pete Rose had more hits than Ty Cobb. Any of them. The man played the game hard. I'm talking about hard, consistently hard. Never did make it to the Hall of Fame. Ohtani said this man stole the money. The man said, how I'm going to steal your money?
Speak on the pod.
Let's be for real now. Let's be for real. No, I don't like the Dodgers. I ain't ashamed to say it. I tell the Dodgers I don't like the Dodgers.
We see that. That is
don't tell the Dodgers he don't like the Dodgers.
Yeah,
the players themselves.
One man, you can let him get away with it, but you ban this other man. This man got banned for life, been out of Major League Baseball for almost 40 years. Don't make no sense.
That's right.
I'm holding this against this man, but Ohtani, he just got a slap on the wrist.
I told them that a couple weeks ago.
Well, I would just like to say that none of the views expressed on the PepTalk Pod should be taken as fact. This is all opinion, and everything is alleged. Okay.
Alleged. Actually, somebody said.
Oh, what?
We will go that far. No, none of it.
So it looks like the Dodgers. Go ahead.
Cheering for the Yankees. Is that?
Yeah.
You better believe I am. I ain't cheering for the Dodgers. I don't care if they playing Russia.
Oh wow! This has gotten out. Wow! I'm
telling you the truth.
Wow! This is getting out of hand.
Well, don't ask me for the truth then.
I want you to tell the truth. That's right. That's your opinion, Daddy. You are not cheering for the Dodgers. You're cheering for the Yankees.
Amen.
And if the Dodgers are playing Russia, he's cheering for Russia.
Not amen, Shondo.
Not Putin.
Bad as I can't stand him, I still cheer for Russia.
Oh, Father glory.
That's a little much. Tracy, turn your mic off.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody turn yours and they thank you.
Oh wow, spicy over there.
Yeah.
And she just screaming. Can't nobody hear nothing.
Yeah, nothing she
Sound
said.
like a squeaking mouth.
That's all we hear come from.
That's all we hear.
I love y'all. I gotta get up and go.
Okay,
we gotta go.
No,
Yeah, y'all.
No, you can't leave just yet.
We almost
I can't leave yet.
No.
No,
No.
we almost done, Daddy.
One more thing.
And
What's
nobody
next?
ain't told you can leave. So sit down. God, leave.
Like you
Last
got somewhere to
time I
go.
checked, I was the oldest.
Oh, okay. All right. You got me there.
Chris, take it away. Chris, take it away, please.
What's the next segment?
Ooh, if y'all ain't ready, y'all all got to get ready. Cause right now we finna go to our segment of sports. When you in the choir, no, that's correct. In the pulpit, and you can't hold on to your, I'm not gonna tell it. Play the tape.
What, he finna pee on himself or something?
Oh, the man can't hold on to his dentures.
No,
What is going on?
They fell out. They fell out on the floor.
What the world is this here?
What? Now he picked him up and put him back in his mouth.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Oh,
Man, don't you know what polygrip is?
oh my God.
Like I didn't see that.
Oh man. I cannot.
Y'all know church shenanigans are my favorite kind of shenanigans.
I'm sorry, Pep Talk. I was not ready for that. I'm sorry.
Hey, Lord. I wasn't ready for that neither.
Did you see that man? Literally,
He had to find them first, baby, when they failed. He had to look for them first.
The way he was stomping, just wonder he didn't stomp him on the floor. He couldn't have been in the spirit. He couldn't have been in because he wouldn't have paid none of that no attention.
Ephraim, you play too much. You play way too much, Ephraim.
Leave them teeth alone. Jesus, I'm done.
Oh, God.
One more time. Look at me picking them up. That's the nasty
Put them back in the mouth.
Put him right back in his mouth.
All that
Ooh, fresh off the ground. Fresh off the ground. Church dirt.
All the dirt on them teeth.
All that doggone lint from off that floor. A mouth full of lint.
Oh my
You notice that they fell on the floor. Oh my God. They just fell in his hand.
No, they fell on
They hit the
they
floor.
hit that carpet.
Them teeth said, hit the floor. Hit the floor.
They were steady clapping when they hit the floor.
Status that they were still clapping when they hit the floor.
They're going drop back, hit the floor. You better hit the floor. Hit the floor. You better hit the floor. What's my score?
Oh my God.
Man, him and that tambourine was going at it, wasn't it? Oh my God.
That's what you get for playing
And
with
he
those.
jumped right back in it. Picked them teeth up, put them back in it, jumped right back in it. Him and that tambourine.
No.
No.
We had two.
Yeah, two special guests today.
You might as well bring them back, Sean. I mean,
Don't put your baby on the inner web.
I'm not.
don't do it.
Have her both flying everywhere, but right. Good, get on, babe. I didn't realize she was in the frame. I'm sorry.
Well, we want to go
Man, I'd
ahead.
have seen it all.
We're gonna go ahead and say thanks to
I'm
Dad.
still in shock for looking at this. How fine that is.
Crystal
Crystal did that.
Crystal.
did that.
The funny thing, when I found it, I told Shayna, don't share with nobody. We're gonna save that for the show. She didn't even put it on the.
Wait till the thing goes.
Well, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Thank you guys. We want to say thanks to our dad, Pep, for joining the show. Thanks, Dad, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Have to have you back. It's been fun. Thanks to all of our viewers that have been leaving us comments live. Thank you guys so much for interacting with the show. And one of my favorite parts of the show, what are we about to do, sis?
Put him to sleep.
Put him to sleep. Tell him.